YouTube, Dawson Ryder here. Welcome to my retro review for the Transdagger from Power Rangers Lost Galaxy, another one of my new returning retro reviews. I am now bouncing around a little bit from all series just because it's easier rather than keeping strictly to one timeline, but this was one retro review I was planning on doing out of order back in the day that I had here with me, because this was actually always one of my favorite Lost Galaxy items. In general, I kind of have a soft spot for the Lost Galaxy merchandise. There was just something special and exciting about finding it back in the day for me, but this in particular I always thought was a fun toy. Now you can tell it's a bit scuffed up. I have owned this since I was younger, and it was one of the ones I played with more, so if you get one new in box or on eBay from someone that took better care of it, it's likely going to look better overall because you're not going to have those scuffs. But in general, like design-wise, it's not one I've been super excited about. It's really basic. It's just silver with a sticker and then a little horn right here. That's it. But the thing that's most fun about this for me is it can transform into 5 different modes for the 5 different Rangers, and it's all very simplistic and easy, and yet I think it's very well done. They've tried to do this a couple times since. I think the Q Ranger weapon was pretty okay at that. Recently, they did it with King Odger. As of this recording, King Odger was 2 Sentais ago. No, 1 Sentai ago. You could be from the future, and we're on like cloth Sentai Tapeger. What the hell? I was going to say Plateger. Anyway, regardless, recently they did it with King Odger with like a sword and shield weapon, which was pretty half-assed if I'm being honest with you, but I think this was one of the best ones. Not the coolest design overall, but I think it was really well done with its simplicity. It was fun. They were all still distinct enough, and I always really liked it. I feel like they couldn't get away with naming it this thing nowadays. This dagger's woke, guys. Anyway, so this is just like the base default mode you get for all of them. Also, it's worth noting, I believe in the show, they all have individual colors. Like, I think that each Rangers has like their own color on here. I could be wrong. I feel like I remember like watching the show and seeing that. Again, I could be off base, but you just get red here for this. But anyway, the default mode, but let's simply open it up here like this, and we can do the simple one first right here, which this is the bow mode for the Pink Ranger. So very simple to do that. And then something that's worth noting is right here, these little like latches can be used for aiding the transformation, which I actually never knew when I was younger, and I would just straight up transform it like normal. And we can go into Blue Rangers mode like this. And there you have the claw mode for Blue Ranger. Then, very simply, just fold it up there, and you have Green Ranger's laser mode. That was probably always my favorite. I think this was the most clever because it's just so simple, but it makes a very unique blaster-like weapon in my opinion. And then you can go like straight back to close mode from here if you want. Fold it out like this, and then you fold it together, and you get kind of like a sword. It's just like has the world's smallest handle. Like the Power Rangers toys and the Sentai toys for the weapons are always notorious for being, you know, small, but I wish that they had made this just a little bit longer. Like even when I was little, it feels like you're grabbing a knife with half of a handle. It just feels weird, but very simplistic. And then for yellow, you basically just separate this. There you go. And you have 2 daggers there for yellow. So as you can see, very, very simple, very quick. You can probably even like challenge yourself to combine all these together in like an X amount of time. But I always just had a lot of fun with this as a kid. Even as an adult, pulling this out for the retro review, I had a lot of fun just messing around with it. And I think it was very well done. I would love to see, I know you're supposed to use those little things, I'm just so used to not doing it. But anyway, I would love to see Sentai or even Ryder do more weapons like this in the future. I think it's a lot of fun, and it's a really cool way to have individual weapons for all the Rangers without having to either just release reds and no one else ever gets it, or do exclusives and stuff like that. And I think this was very well engineered. I think it kind of sacrificed not looking like the absolute coolest weapon of all time, but I think what shines about it is its functionality. And like I said, there's been a couple that have tried it since. I think Q Ranger is probably my second favorite at that, but I think this was a fun weapon for back in the day. So if you're a fan of Lost Galaxy or Ginga Man and you want to add this to your collection, in my opinion, it's a fun addiction. Well, you can get kind of addicted to transforming it, but I think it would be a fun addition to your collection as it's one of the most fun PR toys for me from back in the day. But that's about it for this one, guys. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell so you can get notifications for more retro reviews like this and more. Dawson Ryder, signing out.